I'm going around getting ready for the show today, and I keep seeing fans and analysts, writers, all for San Francisco saying, oh, maybe Brock Purdy's not clutch. Oh, maybe it really is all the weapons and the play calling. Sam Darnold could take over after week 8 if he plays and plays well, because Purdy now is in concussion protocol. Or it's even if Purdy were to play and lose, maybe we need to turn to Sam Darnold. And I sat back and audibly went, are you kidding me right now? Like 10 days ago or 3 weeks ago, we're talking about a quarterback who beat the Dallas Cowboys 42-10 on Sunday Night Football. The guy looked like a robot the first 13 games he played in his career. He was 13-0 and made no mistakes. So the second that he has a couple incompletions, remember we talked about the Browns game? I said it's the first time I've ever seen Purdy look anything other than absurdly accurate. The same thing against the Vikings. He had some turnovers. He looked human. That's part of playing quarterback. He's not going to go undefeated his whole career. The second that happens, 49ers fans are already starting to question what to do with him. And to me, it's just ridiculous. Think about the NFC Championship game last season. When Purdy went down, it felt helpless for San Francisco. Even with Josh Johnson before he went down, some backup quarterbacks cannot thrive in this system. It's not just that you have the best play caller in football or the best team around. Brock Purdy's done a lot by himself to take this team from good to great, or at least the offense. So I'm flabbergasted that this is even a question of Brock Purdy potentially being his job status being in doubt to some degree for some fans. It should be everyone should take a breath and say, this guy is really good. Let him recover and then get back to business. It's absurd.
Being someone who's always been a little bit anti-Purdy
as
opposed to
but
most.
You know that's absurd.
But yeah, I think that's totally absurd. I have always said he is in a fantastic system with the best weapons in football. But there became this narrative, and it's totally fair among San Francisco fans. They didn't know what losing was under him. And now you lose a couple games, and it's like the world's coming to an end.
Stephen A. Smith said he lost his confidence in Brock Purdy,
which is totally insane. Like, what do you expect the guy to go 300-0 throughout his career? Like, he's going to lose. I mean, this kid is younger than we are, and he's off to the best start I've ever seen. Maybe outside of Big Ben Roethlisberger, but no, I mean, this is totally absurd. They're sitting there at 5-2 with one of the best rosters ever. Relax. He's fantastic. Like,
oh, this is a turn. This is a turn for you.
As someone who's been more, pro his weapons and more the system itself, I've just watched him in numerous games look amazing. Like, some of the throws that he makes, quarterbacks can't. Like, you got to get the ball to Deebo Samuel. You got to get the ball to Brandon. You got to get it there, and he does it better than most people would.
A lot of people can. Ziggy,
it's okay to lose a couple games on the road. It's no big deal.
Yeah, look, people are saying that Purdy's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. This obviously isn't right. But even after these two kind of tough weeks, he's still the NFL's leader in EPA per play. And he's still played pretty well, right? I would have him as a borderline top 12 quarterback. And I would be stunned if Sam Darnold steps in and can fill that. Now, look, Purdy's gotten some luck, right? He's had some turnover-worthy plays that haven't resulted in picks. But on the other hand, both the interceptions he threw against the Vikings were after he got his concussion, right? Jordan Hicks slammed him in the head in some QB sneak scrum around 7 minutes into the fourth quarter. He played notably worse after that, and now he's in concussion protocol. Mm-hmm. It's tough for me to not see those as at least a little bit connected, right? So I don't know. I'm hardly giving up on Purdy. I'm certainly not giving up on him for Sam Darnold. I don't know. Pete, coaches around the NFL seem infatuated with this guy, right? The Panthers gave a second, a fourth, and a sixth for him after he did nothing but suck with the Jets. Then he did nothing but suck in Carolina, so he went to San Francisco. I'm not expecting to see him anything but suck. Though weirdly, the line for this 49ers-Bengals game has only shifted a few points now that Purdy's out. It keeps sort of creeping towards the Bengals. But I don't know. I don't think Purdy's the best quarterback in the NFL, but think there's some controversy here. Or that the 49ers should be ready to find a new quarterback because their guys had one bad game or two bad games.
Yeah.
Even his bad games, it's not as though they've been awful, right? He's not coming out and looking like Zach Wilson out here. He's not throwing 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So no, give us some patience. He's played one really great defense and one okay defense. He'll be just fine.
I was trying to thought.
Well, I got something right there.
Yeah, continue.
With Brock Purdy, I think he's a little closer to like an average quarterback, to a slightly above average quarterback, that 14 to 16 range probably, than top 12 or top 10. Like Kirk to me hovers around that top 12. I think Kirk is a much better quarterback than Brock Purdy right now. Although Purdy does have some abilities that Kirk doesn't. His scrambling, his movement in the pocket's great. But one last thing for
his
me
movement
here.
in the pocket sucks.
Purdy?
So that aside. Oh, yeah.
The
second he feels the pocket collapsing, he immediately puts his eye down and step up every single time. This is his biggest flaw.
Sorry, his escapability. His escapability is that fair? That's what I was intending. But Purdy, I'm not going to get on him too much for leading San Francisco down the field and having their kicker miss a 41-yard field goal against the Browns. Like he did his job there. Against the Vikings, there were the 2 interceptions. There's other things. McCaffrey fumbled earlier in the game. Ward gave up the absurd. I mean, Wilkes called to send 7 people on the 3rd down play with seconds left in the half, allowing Addison to have that 60-yard touchdown. Like that wasn't good. The defense not getting any pressure on Kirk Cousins. There's a lot of defensive issues with San Francisco with their defensive line, which is paid to perform like superstars, and they are not. You have to pressure Kirk Cousins. That's how you beat the Vikings. Yeah. Get in his face. They make mistakes. They didn't do that. Secondary hasn't been that good recently. There's a lot of other issues that the San Francisco 49ers are having that go beyond Brock Purdy. So relax. Take a chill pill.
Yeah, I don't think Purdy is top 10. I never thought that he was. A game like this proves to me that a guy like Kirk is better than Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. But with the fact being that how good the 49ers are, Brock Purdy is 100% good enough to win a Super Bowl. And not
with this team.
With this team.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to look human in a couple games on the road. Let's not panic.